Hi, in this short video tutorial, I'll talk about how do we replace the not available data or missing data by the column mean or the column mode using R. Okay, so I will consider three array or three data set or three vectors. Okay, some of them are categorical data, some of them are numerical data, some of them have NA values, some of them have just nothing, just the blank data. Okay, so and then I will show you how to replace those first, how to replace those blank data by NA values, and then replace those NA values by mean if the data is numerical, and by mode if the data is factor or categorical data. Okay, let's look at this. First of all, A is a vector with two NAs. So this is a factor data because you see the quotation mark. Okay, this A is the factor data. It has 5 data points. Okay, but 2 of them are NAs. Okay, so I ran that code, and number B is also a factor data. It has only one NA. Okay, and you see that the apple is repeated twice. So the mode of this must be apple. Mode of the vector A or the data A must be CC, right? Let me run that code. Now P is a data set that is a numerical data. Okay, numerical data, and there is one NA there. Okay, so P has one NA. Now R, it sounds like a numerical data, but it is not because of the quotation mark, meaning there is a blank there. Okay, it has a blank data there, and because of that, so R will take this whole data set R, this name R is a factor data. Okay, so let me run that one. You see that, see, there is a blank there, right? So one of the data is blank. Similarly, S is initially a factor data, and there is a blank with just a quotation mark. So R is also taking this as a factor data. Now what we want to do first is for this R and S data, okay, for R and S vectors, what I'm going to do is this blank should be replaced by NA. How? What we do is dot NAR, and then this equals to blank, means if it is a blank, then we need to replace by NA. That's what it is doing. Okay, so replaces blank by NA. This will make the data type factor, because actually this R is already a factor data, right? So we will change that to, because all the other numbers, all the other data are number here, we will change that to the number data now later, but this is a factor data. Okay, because of the quotation mark there. Okay, and if you do that, see, it all lists all those numbers as a factor as well, because you see the quotation mark. So this is the factor data. Similarly, is.nas, and then s double equals to blank, means if there is a blank, then we will replace on s vector, we will replace by na. Let us do that. And again, as I mentioned, since they have the quotation mark, so this is a factor data. Now let me put all these data set in a matrix form. Look at that. So there is another way of seeing, if you have a matrix form or the data frame, you can see, like, roughly check if this column is a factor or numerical. Okay, in case of the factor column, you will see that less than and greater than, like those things on the left and right for NA. See, on P it is a numerical data, there is just NA there. So this is a rough way to do that, but we can basically check. Okay, so you can check. How do I check that? Just run this code string A. Okay, so it does, see, the A is a factor data, B is a factor data. What are A and B? Let me what are A is a factor data, B is factor data, P is numerical data, it's a number, and R and S are factor data. Okay, see, what is R though? R has a number, so I want to change this into a numerical data. How do I do that? It's just easy. What I do is A and then $R. What does that mean? That means the data frame or the matrix is A, then you are going inside the A with column R. So it is going to, this is matrix A, right? This whole thing is the matrix A. So it is going to R, column R, and then it will work on R. What did I do here is A with column R is as dot numeric A column R. So for the old column R I'm replacing by new column R, that is as dot numeric, meaning whatever data is given there I'm changing that to the numeric data. Okay, so if I run that, what do I get? And then write down that, look at that. So both of these P and R have just NA, they don't have that less than or greater than symbol there, meaning that P and R are the numerical data. So you can check, just do the type STRA, that is the P and R are the numerical data there. Now, so our data set is ready to be replaced. In our data set, the NA values are ready to be replaced by mean and mode. Okay, as I mentioned, there are several ways we can replace NA values, but the very basic is, if the column is the numerical data set, then you should replace that by mean, column mean. And if the column is categorical or the factor data, we replace by mode. This is very basic, just one way. Okay, there are so many other ways that people use, but that is the that is more advanced level. So they can predict the values on that from that column values and then replace. There are so many other ways, but what I'm going to do here is I'm trying to replace the factor, the NA values in the factored column by mode, and the NA value in the numerical column by the mean. Okay, so I need to first define what is mode. Mode is defined here. So mode equals to function x, where ux is NA dot. So when you find out the mode of a data, sometimes there may be more NA values than anything repeated. Okay, so if you don't have this line, then this definition will imply sometimes it will pick mode as NA, because if NA is most repeated than any other type of levels. Okay, so to remove that, what it does is it excludes NA values to find out the mode. Okay, and then it will pick the level that is repeated maximum number of times, which is the mode, right? Because mode is the variable that is repeated maximum number of times, or the levels that is repeated maximum number of times. So let us run that, and then what I'm going is I'm testing whether my this mode code is working or not. Okay, so what was the A is, see, there are two NA values, and CC is repeated maximum number of times. Okay, so that means the mode of A must be CC, mode of B must be apple, right? So and so on. Let me go over that and then test with that. So mode A, and then A, what does that mean? That means in the matrix A, it is picking the first column. That's the dollar sign is picking, it's going inside the matrix A and picking the first column. If you run that, this will imply CC is the mode. There are two levels, but CC is the mode. Similarly, for the second column, B column, there are two levels, apple and banana, and then apple is the mode. Now for P and R, we changed R into the numerical letter, so it will find out the mean. See, P and R have the mean 2 and 1.75. Now mode of S, because the column S is a categorical or the factor, so where Q is most repeated. Now the code is working, right? Because it is showing the mean and mode of this data set. Now what I'm going to do is, in the matrix A, I'm replacing A, $ A means this is a new AA. What does that mean? That means in the matrix A, I am updating the column A by, if there is NA is dot NA on that column, then we replace by mode of that column. Okay. Similarly, for the B, we are replacing by mode. For P, we are replacing by mean. For R, we are replacing by mean as well. And then for S, we are replacing by mode. Let me do that. Okay, because previously we had A as like this, right? Previously A was like this, you see that? Now what we are doing is we are updating each of those columns by these NA values. On A, the first column A is replaced by mode, right? And similarly the other one, when I run this and let's type A, look at that. So everything is updated, all columns are updated here. Okay guys, all right, so this is how we replace the NA values, or first we replace the missing value by NA, and then NA values by mean, if the column or the variable is numerical, and mode if the column or the variable is factor. Okay guys, thank you.